Hello, everybody. Can you hear me well? Good. So, let's start. Yeah, usually it's happen. Can you move the slides? Ah, okay. I see. Sorry. So, we are going to talk about our new product today, which will be launched this year. I'm happy to share with you this passion we share entirely with our team doing this. And let's start first with our current product, which is Tangem Wallet. This is cold wallet solution in the form factor of the plastic card. And this is important to mention that there are many solutions for the cold wallet on the market. And every people ask us when they want to understand what is the difference between the competitors. And I used to say personally that it's much more easier to onboard with this product. People usually afraid, newcomers afraid about the crypto because it's sometimes too complicated, overcomplicated. I give an example, this seed phrase. People who prefer to do everything is secure sometimes don't understand what is importance that keeping this seed phrase secure. And we designed a way in a Tangem wallet, so you don't need this seed phrase, it's seed phrase less product, where you could tap your card using your phone and sign the transaction in the blockchain. You don't need to secure your seed phrase anymore. Evolution of the product comes from the ages where we have limited number of coins in our cards, and then we became a multiple coin support. This wallet progressed, and right now, the year before, we got the ring form factor, where you could have a chip inside the ring and sign all the transaction on the way you go, even without a card. And this year, we are going to work with the new solution, combining payment mechanisms and the Tangem cold wallet in a one card. So this is important to mention that the magic happened not only with the card itself, but the mobile app. It's a very important part. And the uniqueness is that with the mobile app, you could use multiple wallets, you could use swaps, you could use on and off ramp, and clients loved us because it's just not a concept or something like that. This is very well built mobile application with a unique design and very user-friendly experience provided through all of the solutions we have inside it globally. And now we are coming to the point where we're trying to make better product. And the logical answer, if we look on the wallet itself, it's a plastic. So we all use plastics when we pay in its stores, when we play in e-com and withdraw cash. So we decided to combine the plastic Tangem wallet card together with a Visa card on the same chip and make sure that every transaction you will be using will be enriched by the data required to sign the transaction in the blockchain. What does it give us? So the problem we are addressing here is very clear. We need to find a way how to, again, give back to the owners of the assets, owners of the money, the ownership, real ownership. So we all use right now the custodial card. We all understand that to use the custodial card, any kind of the card, you need to believe that the party or intermediate will be doing the best to keep your money in a secure way, and you will not lost your money. how to make it happen. So usually regulators go to the companies who is doing this and provide them some rules and strictly and limiting the options they could work with your money. But with the technology on the blockchain, we could create something very new and unique. And if we are going to do this, there are many advantages and very huge potential could be addressed. By the way, it is very important to mention that the crypto is really booming, but it is still a lack of the solutions who provide true self-custody to the real clients. And because of that, we could see that this option to transfer money before you will be able to spend on everyday basis this money, it's not the preferable one. So it's difficult to use, still difficult. So what is our concept? It is very clear that in a blockchain, we could operate this thing such as account. So practically speaking, it could be smart contract, which could work with the logic required to make sure that you're doing few things. First, you will be able to make a payments as you're doing this right now with a Visa card. So every transaction, almost every transaction, should be authorized, and it's a limited period of time. And smart contract should be a part of this authorization. With our technology on the chip, and with additional data based on the private keys on the chip of the Visa card, smart contract will be authorizing every transaction based on the data comes directly from the cardholder. And this secures the transaction itself, and again, this is giving to the customer, the cardholder, the ownership of their funds. And then we think that in this concept, we have money on the account, and then we have options with the Visa card or maybe IBAN account to spend this money, and the way which is very convenient and very user-friendly and well-known by the customers. So the key here, and it's very interesting, is that you don't need to rely on the hot wallet, you don't need to rely on the custodial model. You actually having your crypto with you on the chip with the Visa card and could hold this as a kind of a bank in your pocket, which is quite interesting. So the flow of the information is almost similar for the transactions we are doing today with the Visa cards. So you're using your mobile app to activate the card, and after activating, the smart contract is deployed, you connected your wallet or topped up directly your account for the payments. And then when you go to the shop and to the ATM and initiate the transaction, which goes directly to the acquirer and through Visa rails reach the issuer. And when issuer gets this transaction and payment, they see that, wow, now I see the data which is required to get directly money from the blockchain. I don't need to go to someone else and exchange. And still, this issuer do not pretend to hold this customer's money, which is very important. And that's why we call in this product as a true self-custodial Visa card, which based on our technology of the cold wallet solution. And given the fact that we don't need to change the entire acceptance infrastructure, with this product, you could go and travel everywhere and pay with your crypto directly through the Visa rails, signing every transaction and making sure that even if everything will be down and you will not be able to reach the institution who is providing you the payment service, you will still have ownership on your funds, which is on your chip and in your pocket. That is fantastic. And Visa gives us this flexibility, like a rails for the transaction flow, and also bring the important part is acceptance network, which is very huge. Again, it's simple. Private keys on the chip, right? Best UX application to activate card and manipulate with your funds, top up, off-ramp, swap, whatever you want. You see all the transaction happening directly on chain. We don't need to rely on some specific databases. We get in the data from the blockchain and demonstrating to the customer what actually was spent. And comparing to the product we already see on the market, we could potentially say that there are many custody cards which used to pretend to be crypto. There are some examples which is kind of a hybrid where you kind of owning your funds, but you need to give a permission or set a limit or somehow give entities who is doing your transaction access to your crypto funds, which is kind of a hybrid model. It's not true self-custody. But with our solution and with our technology, we are building this new product, which I believe really could give to the cardholders the ownership on their funds. What happened then? At some point, I think the financial institution will realize that this model will reduce the risks. As an example, we all know that custody model sometimes could be a problem. So what if money got lost in the financial institution? How cardholders or fund owners, which they pretend to be, should feel if they could not access and don't have anymore their funds. That is the problem. With the self-custody, this problem disappears because it works not based on the regulation, which should solve this, but based on the technology, which solves this sometimes even better and 100% secure. So you could ask me when we are going to do this. The answer is simple. We are going to do this very soon. We will be happy to introduce you our new Tangem Pay Visa solution with the cold wallet on the chip, with all these multiple functions which comes to the customer together with the cold wallet Tangem. And we are inviting you to join our wait list to be the first who will try this experience. And we will be happy to answer your questions and make a partnership in case if you see interesting cases we could build together. That's it. Thank you very much for having me.